Hey, what's up guys? This is Nick from Nick Expose. On this episode of 2 Minute Tuesday, I have 5 questions in from Instagram. I already recorded this once and it took me 15 minutes to do it, so I'm gonna try and knock these out in like 5 minutes or less. So we're gonna jump right into them and I'm gonna keep them nice, short, and to the point. First question comes from Joe. He says, how did you find your style, quote unquote? I just love how gritty it is, and do you plan ahead when going out into shoot? So for me, it was actually when I stopped focusing on trying to find a style that I actually found my style. It was really actually me learning how to read photographs. So then when I was going through Bresson and Elliot Erwitt and the guys that we talk about over and over and over again on the channel here, when I was looking through their images, I was starting to read into the images of, what it is that I actually liked. When I was actually starting to be aware of what was drawing me into the image, what I was really resonating with, then it started showing up in my own work. I started looking at where their black points were, where their white points were, where the contrast in the middle fell, and I started just incorporating it, even subconsciously, into my own edits, into my own shooting style, and everything like that. So it really took me learning how to read photos, and then really just not trying to find a photographic style, and I just kind of stumbled across it. It's still changing, it's still evolving, but I do agree that I do have a pretty distinctive style, at least right now. So that could change in the future, but as of right now, it really took me walking away from trying to find a style, and the style naturally emerged over time. So give that a shot. The second part of that question was, do you plan ahead when you go out to shoot? I try not to plan ahead when I go out to shoot. I want to be surprised by my surroundings. I want to really just be aware of the life that's happening in front of me and then trying to capture that. Next question is, have you ever tried JCH, so Japan Camera Hunters Street Pan 400 or Pancro 400? Do you recommend pushing them, and how many stops? I've not tried either of those. I would absolutely love to try both of those if I can get my hands on some at some point. But do I recommend pushing them? Absolutely. Why wouldn't you? I mean, if you have any kind of desire to push them, then just give it a shot. My rule of thumb is, when I push, I try to push a stop overexposed. So if I'm shooting 400 speed at 1600, I'm gonna shoot it at 800 speed, so that way you get that extra stop of exposure. And that way, if it's not technically a good film for pushing, you still have a bit of latitude to be able to work off of. So if you're pushing to 6400, try exposing it at 3200, just to give yourself a little bit of leeway. And how many stops? I always push 2 stops or more. So if you're gonna go in, just go in, or go in big, or whatever they say. Go big or go home. Anyways, don't go home. Stick around the video. Next question comes from Sam Lee. He says, Miles Davis or Bill Evans? This is a difficult one. I absolutely love both. I would say 6 out of 10 times I'm going to go with Bill Evans. I just absolutely love Bill's, especially the legendary sessions with Chet Baker. Fantastic album. Go check it out on YouTube. Actually, I'm going to link to that album on YouTube down below, so go check that one out. It's fantastic. Put it on as the background of your day, like the soundtrack of your day. Anyways. Next question, how do you deal with having creative ideas when you're unable to go out and execute them quickly? This happens to me all the time because I have very, very tight windows for being able to actually go out and execute. One is I try and chalk off as much time as possible to be able to execute those. So that I know goes kind of outside the bounds of this question, but I think it's worth saying. And then second is I record them on my iPhone and go into my Notes app, and I just start jotting down any idea that I have. I put it in my Notes app. And then when I hit to a point to where I do have time, but I don't have the inspiration or the ideas flowing, I revisit that list and see what starts to stick out to me, and then I start making steps then when I actually have the time and flexibility to do so. So recording my ideas as much as possible. I do them for these videos. I do them for my personal projects. Absolutely. I highly, highly, highly recommend either keeping a paper journal or just a Notes app or Evernote or anything like that on your phone. Last question comes from Cameron Horth. It says, where do you want to be in 2 years with your photography, and what steps are you going to take to make it happen? Cameron must have been watching the videos because I've been talking about this with you guys, but I did realize when he asked me this question that I haven't actually shared my personal goals with you guys. So to finish off this question and answer session, in the next 2 years, I would have loved to have traveled more. Emily and I are trying to do 2 weeks out in Paris this year. Hopefully, I'll be putting up some print sales soon to help fund that. So if you guys want to help support us, go ahead and purchase some of those prints. But I've also been selling off some of my equipment So lenses that I haven't used in a while. I got some other things that I'll be listing up to help fund some of these trips. I'd also love to do more exhibitions, more zines, more. I actually really want to step into doing an actual book project in a proper bound, heavy paper, beautiful, beautiful fine art book project, and I want to start doing some of those monograms moving forward as well. So, like I said, a big thing that I'm doing to really step into that is just saving money, selling prints, and a lot of the zine sales are going to be going towards travel. A lot of the print sales are going to be going towards submissions and different things to start getting into more galleries, to start getting into more publications and everything like that. So, and then with this channel, real quick to cover this, in 2 years, I want this community to continue growing, and I want to be able to serve you in all sorts of new ways and be able to bring you just tons of different interviews and more meetups and all sorts of stuff to where I could serve you guys in person and then here on the channel. And what I'm doing for that is, one, I'm working on my internet to be able to do those interview series that I've been promising you guys. Right now the internet cannot handle like Skype calls and stuff like that for whatever reason, but I'm working on that. And then two, I'm just reaching out to other creatives and other influencers and really trying to build a network to where when I can pull the trigger, I could bring you guys just utmost inspiration. So it looks like I went a little bit over 4 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it was that I promised at the beginning of the video, but I look forward to seeing you guys on the live stream later on today at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard here on YouTube Live. I think these questions are really going to springboard into just great conversation. Also, if you have any other questions or if you asked any questions that I wasn't able to answer, go ahead and leave those in the comments down below. I'll try and compile a list to be able to bring onto the live stream later on today, or I'll just go in there and start answering them in the comments down below as well. And I look forward to seeing you guys there. Our last YouTube Live was a huge, huge, huge success. Amazing on the difference between YouTube Live and Instagram Live. I really do believe that this is the way to go. So I look forward to seeing you guys over there. If this is a new video for you, if you're new to the channel, go check out some of the other videos. Check out the community. I would love for you to join this community. I'd love for you to join the conversation. So like and subscribe down below, and we'll see you on future videos as well. So I'll see you guys at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard. Until then, go and push yourself 2 stops. Peace.